Breaking news at 5, the town of Aurelia, Iowa is evacuated after an ammonia leak. What happened and when will residents be allowed to go back home? Live Team 4 coverage starts right now.
From KTIV, Siouxland's news channel, this is News 4 Live at 5.
We have breaking news at this hour. The town of Aurelia, Iowa is evacuated after an ammonia leak late this morning. Good evening, everyone. I'm Stella Daskalakis. Matt Breen will join us in just a moment. Here is what we know at this hour. The Public Works Director tells us shortly before 10 a.m. a tank valve broke, causing an ammonia leak at the First Cooperative Association in Aurelia, forcing the evacuation. The Cherokee Community Center is available for residents being displaced. Students from Aurelia Elementary were evacuated to the high school gym in Alta. The Sioux City Fire Rescue Hazardous Material Team was called to Aurelia to provide support after the incident. We have team coverage tonight from all angles of the story. We begin with News 4 anchor Matt Breen. Matt, we understand you just got out of a news conference with authorities and leaders overseeing the response.
We've been down this road. We know what this disease is, and it is the closest thing to hell on earth that any person can endure. And I thought, my parents have buried one child. They don't need to bury another.
J.C. Hermstad of Spencer, Iowa, late last year was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. The situation is no stranger to the Hermstad family. KTIV News 4 was there 14 years ago when, at the age of 11, J.C.'s twin sister, Alex, was the first of the sisters to be diagnosed with ALS. The disease attacked Alex with a vengeance, taking her life 8 years ago. The healing process has taken a while for the family, but J.C.'s strength has helped the family move forward. This time, though, there is hope through a medicine being tested specifically for J.C., but it requires FDA approval. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, we want to introduce you to J.C. and show you not only the battle she is going through, but her remarkable strength in refusing to give up and her resolve to continue to see the beauty in each and every day. "25-year-old J.C. Hermstad, seen here with her mom Lori and dad Jeff, still has the same bubbly personality and infectious smile as she did when we caught up with her last July. She had recently graduated from college and was looking forward to the future. But in the last few months, J.C. has been dealt a life-changing jolt. Late last year, doctors confirmed her worst nightmare.
The last thing that I ever expected was being told that you have ALS, that this is the cards that you've been handed. Here you go home.
Doctors told J.C. she had a rare form of ALS called FUS, P525L mutation, which is extremely aggressive.
Well, time is not on your side, and it's scary, and every single day that you're able to talk, to breathe, to brush your teeth, to go see the horse, to do little things, you hold on to it.
What did you start noticing that you kind of went, uh-oh, I don't like this, this doesn't feel right?
First symptom that I remember vividly, and actually it was the day after Thanksgiving, I tried to get on my horse and I was like, my legs are so heavy, I could barely get my left foot into the stirrup.
When she feels up to it, J.C. takes a short trip to visit her horse named Bud.
He's ornery and stubborn, and he's 16-2 and big and definitely a good boy.
J.C. hasn't ridden Bud for several months, and she has a feeling he senses something is wrong. When she's around, he stays close to her and even teases her. Bud is a beacon of light in J.C.'s day because her battle against a hostile enemy, in this case ALS, will be hard fought.
And when you're given this diagnosis, you aren't guaranteed a single day. And the fact that there's hope, I mean, that's all you grab onto and you run with it as hard and as fast as you can.
J.C. says she is throwing the kitchen sink of nutritional supplements at her body and doing exercises to stay active. But this form of ALS is aggressive and greatly affects JC's ability to move. And things have gotten worse since our visit with her a few weeks ago. Tomorrow on News 4 at 10, we speak with JC's parents who are doing everything they can to help their daughter.
Stella, you mentioned how aggressive this is, and you've seen how JC has deteriorated in just the short time that you've known her. Get back to the medicine that they're designing for JC. Where is it?
Well, it needs to be tested and manufactured and then approved by the FDA. It is specifically geared for her specific type of ALS. It is not a government-funded study, so it's expensive. And there is a fundraising campaign that hopefully will raise the medicine. I think I heard from the family that they need to raise about $100,000 right now.
I can still remember when JC's sister Alex got sick. We've been doing stories on their family for 15 years now. I can still remember the way the community came together around that family. What's the response been this time around?
It has been amazing. And already, if you go on that fundraising campaign, they've raised some money. And also her employer is holding a fundraising event in Spencer, Iowa over the weekend on Saturday. And all the details for the fundraising campaign for the medicine and for that fundraising campaign on Saturday are inside this story on KTIV.com.
Our prayers are with JC and with her family tonight.
Definitely. Thank you, Matt.
Stella, thank you so much. KTIV's Stella Daskalakis talked with emergency managers in Norfolk. You see, that's where a media briefing was held to update us on the situation in Pierce. She's trying to make her way to Pierce and is near Norfolk tonight. Stella?
Yes, Matt, we couldn't even get near Pierce because we were told you cannot go in or out of the town. And at that news conference earlier today in Norfolk, emergency management officials say there are so many unknowns in this process. In fact, we came to you about 15 minutes ago, and in that 15 minutes, the clouds have come out. And I may look like I'm standing next to a river or a lake, but I'm not actually. I am standing next to farmland where water has overtaken the farmland and the roads. We earlier today were in the Pierce County area where there was a lot of water, and emergency officials say an aggressive flood operation is in place. They have people patrolling levees this evening. Sandbags are already being distributed, and there's a watch on everything, but emergency management officials are asking everyone to stay vigilant, be smart, don't drive in the water. Live near Norfolk, I'm Stella Daskalakis. Back to you, Matt. People in Siouxland worry they could soon be underwater. While some communities remain evacuated tonight, others are preparing for the worst as floodwaters creep closer and closer to homes and businesses. Sandbagging continues to take place in Dakota Dunes today as the waters from the Missouri River advance. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Stella Daskalakis. Jennifer Lenzini will join us shortly. There is some good news tonight regarding the Missouri River. The water is expected to crest tomorrow, and releases from the Gavins Point Dam have been reduced. The Army Corps of Engineers says it plans to keep reducing the rate. Tonight, it is at 73,000 cubic feet per second. Later this evening, the Corps will reduce it to 63,000 feet per second. The Corps will continue the reductions every 12 hours until the rate reaches 20 cubic feet per second on Tuesday morning. We have live Team 4 coverage from Jarrett Lansford in North Sioux City, South Dakota, and Jennifer Lenzini in Sloan tonight. But first, let's get an update on the Missouri River and Big Sioux River levels from Storm Team 4 meteorologist Leslie Lennon. Leslie, how are those water levels doing tonight?
Well, unfortunately, when it comes to the Missouri and the Big Sioux here in Sioux City, those levels are still rising.
They dress up for special occasions, but these same young women in Sioux City also want to play some hockey, and they want more young women in the area to join in on the fun. Okoboji, Sioux Center, and Yankton already have a girls' league. And just this year, the Siouxland Youth Hockey Association added the girls' league in Sioux City, motivating more than 20 young women to jump onto the ice. In this kingdom,
nice shot.
Young women rule the ice hockey rink.
You're in.
It's really fun just to
be out skating, chasing a puck, and just trying new things and getting better.
I've been watching it for so long. I've been thinking that's such a cool sport, so I've always wanted to play it. I don't know what it is.
For the first time ever, the Girls League with Siouxland Youth Hockey is a reality. Up until now, there have only been young men's teams in Sioux City. Even though a few of these 20 young women play on boys' teams, this all-girls practice squad started last October and goes until March. But getting out on the ice is a multi-layered process.
These young women can go from wearing the bling and dressing up to gearing up to play hockey.
No frills here for players like Mia Milakrinos, who dresses up nicely when she's not on the ice. Here, it's toe to head and then some.
It feels kind of heavy, but not a lot.
After gearing up, it's time for Mia and her teammates to head out on the ice for drill after drill, which include a few falls and some success.
I think you're up. We just noticed that when girls play with other girls and it's an all-girls team, they play differently. They're more aggressive to the puck. They listen a little better. They're not as worried about some of the things that we notice boys worry about.
Parents are excited about the possibilities.
They just love skating, and chasing a puck for some reason is very addictive, and they just can't wait to get back on the ice and do it again.
I've been taking Mia to hockey games since she was even younger, and it's just been a love for the sport that she's had for so long, so it's nice to see her be able to actually get onto the ice.
It's fun to see how excited they are each week to come back and play hockey again, or any chance we get to skate.
And after this season, these young women and their families want the league to grow so they can go from practicing to competing against other young women.
Purple against green. Purple against green. Purple, get in there. Blue off. Blue off. You know, you may not know how to skate, but once you do learn how to skate, the rest of it just kind of comes to you. And the Siouxland Youth Hockey starts. You start teaching you with learning how to skate. We'll give you the skates. We'll give you all the equipment, everything you need to get out here and learn the sport.
It's the love of that sport that keeps them coming back.
You can barely see girls playing hockey on TV or anything, so it would be nicer if we had more girls playing.
I see a lot more confidence in her, and, you know, she feels like she can do anything.
And with drive and determination, the ice has no limits and provides room for growth, teamwork, and dedication.
Some of the young women in this story had never skated or played hockey before this year, so they show us if you put your mind to something, it can be accomplished. Although the season ends in March, it is not too late to sign up. Just go to www.siouxcityhockey.com and click on the registration tab. We provide a link in this story at ktiv.com. The Girls League will be hosting an event this summer ahead of the next season.